Good morning, Unity in the Seven Hills. Welcome. Let's stand and sing. Clap your hands. Let's have a good time. Come on now. 2, 3, 4. Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Woo! Come on now. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. One more time. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Now let's go. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place, we are the place where God shows up. Back to the chorus. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Come on, let's see you move, come on. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Woo! Let's hear it for the band over here. All right. Well, while you're standing, let's sing this song, We Are Unity. Oh, I need this, though. One, two, three. We'll stand here together in this moment right now, as we move on our way through this moment of power. In our circle of friends, knowing the power of choice, we lift each other up with one united voice. You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. Other and unlimited strength, have faith in the wisdom that love can set us free. Release all the things that we no longer need. We imagine a life full of passion and zeal. You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. Stand here together in this moment right now, as we move on our way through this moment of power. In our circle of friends, knowing the power of choice, we lift each other up with one united voice. You and me, we are unity. Come on, let's You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. Unity. One more time, come on. You and me, we are unity. What are we? You and me, we are unity. You and me, we are unity. Unity, unity, unity. Kick it off. 1, 2, and. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Do you see the light? I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Woo! Good morning, Unity.
Can you hear me now? Wonderful. All right. I'm going to light the unity candle. And as I do so, let's imagine and intend that the Spirit will infiltrate and permeate every cell of our body and throughout our church. That unity consciousness will be lit up. And now, in the sacredness of the moment, please join me in prayer. O Spirit of the living God, we declare and decree right now, as we walk in faith, that you dwell and connect us with each other and with the outside world, with those listening on the internet. We are connected with love and compassion. And your favor falls down upon this church. Come. May they feel at home. All those who are sick and with heavy hearts, we see them healed and vibrant and abundant in their life journey. We ask that you guide this church every step of the way. Newcomers feel at home here. They feel valued here. We ask your blessings to fall upon this service today. This is a day of faith, not just hope where we wish it to be and hope it's going to be, but faith that it will be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. All right, welcoming of anyone that's new. If you are new at our service today, make sure that you get a packet from the back. I'm sure our greeters have taken care of that already. And give us information about how we can contact you. If this is the first time, please just raise your hand timidly or up there high if you like. Thank you. Thank you so everybody can see. We've got newcomers and greet them. So the unity principle of the week. Each week, we all state one of the 5 basic unity principles. And today, our principle is principle number 4. Principle number 4. So let's say this together in unison from our heart space. Prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. And now let us bless our youth together. You are a perfect child of God, and God and I love you just the way you are.
And wherever you are.
Now let's all stand and sing this bright light of mine.
This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's do that one more time. Come on, let's go. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All right, now let us affirm our mission. Let's continue to stand if you're able. Let's speak from our heart like a pledge. Let's affirm our mission statement together.
Unity in the Seven Hills is a vibrant, inclusive community that inspires individual spiritual growth through education, prayer, heart connection, and sacred service.
And now for our vision statement. We are an inclusive community centered in spirit. We embrace our divine oneness,
power, and purpose.
And now Liz has graciously agreed to read our daily word.
Today's word is serve. I bring God's love into the world through service. I don't need special skills to be of service. I have willing hands and an open heart, channels of God's love to be directed wherever they are needed most. This impulse to serve is my compassionate nature seeking expression. I respond to the needs around me by doing what I can to help. I do not think of reward or recognition. Just being of service fills my heart. Serving is a wonderful way to feel close to God. My loving heart is open, my hands are busy, my life feels purposeful when I am doing what I can to brighten one person's life or to make the world a better place. I feel God's presence strongly as I serve and share the love and care of the divine. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me in. Matthew 25:35.
What a fantastic word for today. Or rather, tomorrow, which is Martin Luther King Day, and the beginning of the season of nonviolence. So we have a reading we want to do today. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. These words encapsulate so much of the message of Martin Luther King Jr.'s life, a call to show up. In more of his words, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. It echoes in every religious tradition, from Hebrews calling us to rouse one another to love and good works, to Peter telling us to serve one another. From Bhakti and Karma Yoga to the Talmud insisting we cannot abandon the work. From the Gita informing us that we cannot resist action in a world of action, to the refugees crying out from all corners of the world. It all reverberates in the life and example of Martin Luther King Jr. To love means to be present, not absent. To truly love in action may mean not being loved in return, and that is a crude oversimplification. Dr. King was an example of sacrifice and devotion, of doing right because it was right, not for expectation, not for personal reward. Because of that, I am honored to be asked today to give this to you. Happy early birthday to the life of Dr. King. He planted a seed for a tree whose shade he would not get to enjoy. And we are still watering it today. May we continue to water it and tend to the roots of a brighter future. As King said, faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase.
Thank you, Ari. And now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today. Daniel Kepel, aka the singing violinist, is a singer-songwriter, performer, musician, and teacher with a passion for positive music and an eclectic style that is definitely all his own. Classically trained in London and Cambridge, England, he serves as a music minister at our very own Unity in the Seven Hills in Lynchburg. He teaches violin, viola, guitar, and voice. His intention is to spread peace, positivity, and personal power through his ministry and the message of his music. In demand as a musician and speaker, he regularly travels to other Unity churches. And one day in February, he's actually broadcasting in 3 churches at one time. Oh, it's this month. Yes.
I'll be in New York,
Imagine that.
Richmond, and here.
Technology, y'all. So he regularly travels to other Unity churches. In 2023, he was a featured musician at the Unity Eastern Region Conference. Y'all don't know him at all, do you? Give it up for our special music, and then he's going to go right into our speaker, being our speaker.
In the depths of our souls, a fire burns bright. Dreams of tomorrow, igniting the night. We've yearned for a chance to spread our wings, live in the hope of what tomorrow might bring. Cast away doubts, fears, and dismay. Step into a world where we've come to play. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of, with an open heart fueled by a great love. Love that lifts us so much higher, strength to fulfill our every desire. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of. There's a canvas awaiting our vibrant brush, where dreams come alive in a colorful rush. Let's dare to create a future unknown, unleashing potential as we keep on growing. Together we'll conquer mountains and fields. We write our story through laughter and tears. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of, with an open heart fueled by a great love. Love that lifts us so much higher, strength to fulfill our every desire. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of. No holding back, it's time to be bold. Embrace the journey, our stories be told. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of, with an open heart fueled by a great love. Love that lifts us so much higher, strength to fulfill our every desire. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of. The future is ours within our grasp. We'll build a world where our dreams come to pass. With unwavering faith, we'll know what to do. We'll give ourselves the life that we always knew. Each step forward, there's more to behold. Up we'll carve our path with dreams will unfold. We can give ourselves the life we've dreamed of, with an open heart fueled by a great love. Love that lifts us so much higher, strength to fulfill our every desire. We can give ourselves the life we dreamed of. Love that lifts us so much higher, strength to fulfill our every desire. We can give ourselves the life we dreamed of. Well, good morning, everybody. So, this morning I want to give you all a faith lift. Now, I've said that on the phone to because I'm going to be speaking on giving a faith lift in Richmond, Bonaire, coming up on the 28th. And faith lift is not me with a lisp. So Patty, the minister there, said, "Facelift, and that facelift." Yeah. So anyway, I want you all to start by taking your hands, putting them on the side of your face. You know the scream? The scream is like,
I want you to do the opposite, right? Lift up and smile. Do you know how silly you guys look? I wondered if I could get you all to do that. And you passed the test. Hey, you have faith in me. That's good. You should. I'm a cheeky monkey. Look at that photo. I look like a little cheeky monkey, don't I? It's kind of a little minx. Yeah. So the very first tape that led me down the path of this self-improvement journey and spiritual development was Zig Ziglar's "See You at the Top," which my dad gave to me when I was about 14, something like that. That tape led to Tony Robbins and onward through Wayne Dyer, and I know some of you have probably been on that same journey, or your own version of that journey, to where you see me today, which is, I guess, a musician who writes positive music, has a great band. What about this band? What about this band? It's so exciting for me to hear my music played back and through this band to you guys. And I'm going to give you, you'll understand this later, I'll give you one of the legs of my stool. Could come out wrong. But one of the legs of my stool, which was that I expressed on right here in about February, I think, that I wanted to have a band by the end of the year. And I did not go seeking a band. They came here. Like every one of them just walked in through the doors. And they, and as I tried them out, tested them, and they have to follow me on some crazy stuff that I do. Well done, you guys, this morning. But as I was trying them out, I was like praying that they would all be good. Because could you imagine if one of them just sucked? And you'd either have to go, well, I don't know that this is really for you. Or you'd have to give them all the simple parts or whatever. But each one of these guys is fantastic, and I just want to appreciate it. So that's one of the legs of my stool. And the reality is, all I did was state for that to be my intention. And I did no more. I did ask everybody that came through the doors whether they were a musician. I suppose that's part of that. So back to Zig Ziglar. Does anybody know Zig Ziglar? Yeah, so one of the things I remember him saying now is, "It's time for a checkup from the neck up." Because I'm not going to do that all the way through. So thank God for that. The start of the year is the perfect time to take stock of some of the things that we have in our life, some of the things that we believe, and frankly, what could be more important than our spirituality? Yeah. I actually went to another church, the one that always gets confused with this one, down the road, Unitarian, for a few years, because I wanted somewhere for my kids to go. Now we have a great little growing place for our kids to come to. And we've had as many as 8, and soon it'll be 10 and more kids as they come through the door with the new families that are joining us. And what I found was I liked it. It was very cerebral. But it wasn't for me because it didn't hold the heart of the spirituality that was so important to me. And that's what I love about Unity. I found Unity actually through playing with Paddy Doherty, a singer and songwriter in the area, who's a great musician. And 2 years in a row, we went up to Washington, D.C., and we played at the Cherry Blossom Festival, which is one of those gigs that musicians do for exposure. It means you don't get paid. So we did the Cherry Blossom Festival. We would do a concert in the evening, a house concert. That was lovely, and we did get paid. And then the next day we went to this great church on the grounds of the National Cathedral there in Washington, D.C., in the girls' school that's next door. And I was blown away by the church. It was right up my alley. It was fantastic. I was like, whoa, that's incredible. And the second year, after having done that, I expressed to Patty that that was just like, it was the perfect church, yeah, you know. And she said, well, you know, there's one in Lynchburg, right? And a lot of the time, you know, I think this is something I'm going to talk about today. A lot of the time, we are the best kept secret, you know. And I have reasons. I have reasons for you all to not keep us, let us stay as the best kept secret here in Lynchburg. So after driving past it 3 times, because this was before GPS, and I knew it was on Campbell Avenue, and I drove past it 3 times, and finally found it, and drove in. I found my home. So I hope a lot of you have found your home here in Unity in the Seven Hills. So who are you? Where are you? And what do you believe? What is your BS? Belief systems. And maybe I should say, what are your BSs? But that doesn't work quite so well. And what is God? Is there really a divine spirit that runs through all things? Today I'm going to offer you a faith lift. But the reality is, I can't give you a faith lift. You have to give it to yourselves. Just like that thing we did earlier on. You actually have to do that. Hey, you know, remember this, because every time you need a faith lift, it's there for you. It's a physical representation. And so as much as I was kind of joking to see if you guys would all do it, it is something you can choose to do at any moment. Along with prayer and meditation, being in that moment. I'm going to give you another leg of the stool, and I was looking for a third leg of the stool. And here it is. This morning, when Christy gave there you are, when you gave the prayer to us gathered round at the back there, the very first thing you said, and I'm not going to get exactly the right words because I was kind of in the moment, you said, let us know that God is always with us, like the sun. And you're going to see the song that I do with these guys at the end is like the perfect representation, and showed me that me speaking from my heart, which is my intention today, not to have too many notes, which is my normal way. I normally read stuff, you know, and I'm going to do some of that too. It just showed me that all of the stools are in place for us to believe, that in every moment we are touched by the hand of God, that it runs through us, and it runs through everything. It's always there. There is no place where God is not. And that means we are the expression of God. So let's start with we're halfway through. Start with the definition of, I hope so, otherwise it's going to be a long talk. Definition of faith. Complete trust or confidence in something, someone or something. Or 2, this is just my Google dictionary, so, you know, that's where I got this from. Strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. So, doctrines of a religion. We have doctrines. But they're different. They're much more like a suggested way of thinking or being, an expression for us to take on board and find our own path through. We're not told exactly what to do and when to do it. Apprehension, wow, that's an interesting word. Apprehension rather than proof. Apprehension, I looked up that too because it was such an unusual word. Anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. I'm going to tell you, I sat in church. I'm going to be honest today. I'm not going to be too airy fairy. I'm going to be I'm going to be real. I sat in church at another church, and I listened to what they were saying and the way they were saying it, and it couldn't touch me. In fact, I had to kind of guard myself a little bit because of the way the things that they were saying. And they were nice people, and they have their own beliefs, their own BS, their own belief systems. But I realized so deeply that it wasn't mine. But it does go into that anxiety and fear and unpleasant. So what is unity? Well, I'm going to start by reading our 5 basic principles. What do we believe? Sounds like, oh no, I'm going to do that in a minute. So, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do this right now. What do we believe? Well, when I was in that other church, the answer is this. I'll start. I'm not sure whether I'll read it all the way through. It's the Nicene Creed that is read in traditional churches all over the world. Well, maybe not in English everywhere, but here we go. We believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, of all that is seen and unseen. We believe in one Lord Jesus Christ, the only Son of God, eternally begotten of the Father, God from God, light from light, true God from true God. Has anybody heard this kind of thing before? Yeah? Anybody that's been in like a Catholic church or a Lutheran church or anywhere, basically. Church of England, that's where I grew up. Yeah? Anglican church. So, begotten, not made, of one being with the Father. For us men and for our salvation, he came down from heaven. There you go. That's for all the women out there. For us men and for our salvation, he came down from heaven by the power of the Holy Spirit. He became incarnate of the Virgin Mary and was made man. For our sake, he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. He suffered death and was buried. On the 3rd day, he rose again in accordance with the Scriptures. He ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of the Father. He will come again in glory to judge the living and the dead. Hey, we're back to apprehension there, I think. And his kingdom shall have no end. We believe in the Holy Spirit, the Lord, the giver of life, who proceeds from the Father and the Son. With the Father and the Son, he is worshipped and glorified. He has spoken through the prophets. We believe in one holy Catholic and apostolic church. We acknowledge one baptism for the forgiveness of sins. We look at the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. But what do we believe here at Unity? I think there's a fundamental difference, and I think our time is now. We need to spread that difference and distinction, because we hold a message of positivity, not of judgment. So here is our 5 basic principles. And I was reading this on a website somewhere. This is from our own website. And it said, kind of the suggested 5 principles are these. Kind of take them or leave them, but, kind of think into them. So, here's 1. God is all there is and is present everywhere. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. I've already given you 2 legs of the stool, and I'll in a second. You need 3 legs for a stool. Otherwise, 4 legs. 4 legs for a stool. Otherwise, I can give you legs all day. Normally it's 3 legs for a stool, at least 3 legs. So, human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. That is a distinction right there. That is something that makes us different from almost every other church. Now, I'm not saying the people there in those other churches are bad people, or that their beliefs are wrong. They're right for them. But do they believe at their core they are inherently good? And that's true. That you've got to believe it for yourself too. How much of the time do we spend time thinking about other people being good or bad, for that matter, but making judgments on other people? but we are always so much more harsh on ourselves. That's true for me, for most of my life at least. And it's a journey. That's a journey that we all have to go on. So, number 3, thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. Thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. Thoughts in mind hold after their kind. Like we can create, like I did, by standing here in my mind thinking that there would be a band. Now, did I know what the top of the stool would look like when I sent out that leg? No, I didn't even know how high it was. Hopefully not too high, because I got short legs. But actually, these guys are this is a pretty good proof of a pretty high stool, and it's pretty comfortable, I tell you. I can sit in the pocket with these guys, make mistakes in that last song, throw the bass player and everybody else, and they just follow me. That's a lovely, beautiful thing. Prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. I like this in conjunction with the 5th one. It is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must live the truth we know. So we don't just do it on Sunday. We can carry it through the week with us at all times. We can go into prayer and meditation and do the things that we do and we choose to do, and that includes prayer and meditation. So, in its simplest form, that is, God is, this is the kids' version that you can find on Unity. God is, and it's got a little hand because there's 5 of them. God is, I am, I think, I pray, and I live. Or I act. I act. Because we've got to take it into action and move it out into our expression in the world. Now, so let's think about those experiences that we may or may not have had. We've all had them. And probably we've all had them. We may not always be aware of them all the time. But can we think to times when we have been touched by the hand of God or the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, in the brief moments, the legs of our stool. Recently, Paula and I went away on our trip to a little brief trip during the middle of the week to Blowing Rock. And as we were checking out of the really cool little hotel, it was actually kind of a big hotel. At one time, it was the Inn place. The Inn, not INN, the IN place. So on Saturdays they would have dances, they would have bands, and everybody would from the area would come around and dance and sing and have fun, and so this little hotel, which has been there since the 1890s, 1891, which I noted was the same year of my the violin that was another. I've got so many legs of stools, but it could be one of the legs of the stools. As we're checking out, this guy is in front of us, kind of an older guy, tall, and he said, "Oh, you go ahead. And we're like, no, you were ahead of us, you know. And he was talking to the young girl behind the counter who was pretty much totally uninterested. Wholly uninterested, I would say. WHOLLY, perhaps, right? Because we need to be aware of when these things are happening to us. And we don't always know it in the moment. But if we are aware, we are present in the moment, we will discover more legs of our stools than we could ever imagine. And that's all we really need, not just for faith, which is one thing, but for belief, which is a level above faith. We hold this like faith is this unseen, unknown thing. Belief is when we can put the legs of our stool together and create a seat, really, frankly, a throne. So we're behind this guy, and he says, I used to work here. And he probably worked there because he started when he was younger as what was it? It was a dishwasher. And then he did some janitorial stuff, and then he became a sous chef, and then a chef, worked his way up. So he was probably there for at least 30 or 40 years. I don't think he said. But he had left and was coming back. He wanted to see the kitchens where he'd once worked. And she was wholly uninterested. I got to tell you. She was like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. But I'm listening to this story, and he was telling about Blowing Rock and how it had been this place where great musicians had come to play in this building, which looked like an igloo, is what he explained it to look like a huge igloo. And he said he'd seen, I think he said he'd seen the Eagles there and B.B. King and all sorts of people. So this was a big place. And he was talking about how there were all these venues, and the place that we were in, the hotel itself, was a great venue that people would come to, migrate to on a Saturday night. It was like the center, the hub of everything. And he was saying, but what happened was the alcohol laws changed, and you had to have at least 51% of your sales had to be food. And so all of this kind of went away and disappeared. Now, the day before, we'd been to a museum, and we were so tired, we kind of fell asleep, or I did. I actually literally fell asleep through the introduction to the area thing. It was warm. It's cold outside. It was actually snow on the ground outside, and I fell asleep watching this video. And so we're like, look, let's not push it. Let's go back tomorrow. So the next day, we go to the museum, and there's this cottage outside called Edgewood Cottage. And so we walk in, and everything that man had said, but he had experienced truly in his life, was laid out there in pictures. Everything, like the venues. I mean, I've never known of a place that talked, like in a town, talked about the musicians and the music and, what happened to the alcohol as it came and went, and all of that sort of thing. And it was laid out in the perfect story, just like he told it, but not from his personal view, which he'd experienced that as he'd gone through that time. It was... And it was the very next thing that we did. And Paul is like, I'm reading all these things, like, whoa. I mean, this is just what he said. This is like, you're walking into this leg of a stool, when you recognize these things that are put there to let you know that you're in the right place at the right time as the right person, expressing and having those things impressed upon you. It's amazing. So Paul is reading the guest book, and she's looking for people from Lynchburg, and I didn't actually know what she was doing, but she found two people that we know really pretty well, and they were from Lynchburg, and they had written their names in and stuff. So that wasn't necessarily that remarkable, maybe. But when you put all of these things together and all of these things that happen all the time, if you look for them, if you're really in the present, if you're really being in the moment, you'll see these legs of the stools laid out before you, and you can build your throne, your chair. So I think we hold something different in unity. I think we are revolutionaries. If you think about Dr. Martin Luther King, I think he was a revolutionary, right? He was talking about many things, but he was talking about experiencing something that hadn't happened yet. And he was holding that vision in his mind, one that we all have not yet really achieved, but it's one that pulls us up to the level where we want to be. And here's part of the revolution. We, unlike some other places, have a direct lineage to the divine. We have the divine within. Think about that. But I want you to think about it in a real sense. Actually, let's talk about real sense, because I really appreciate, here's another leg of the stool. Sally got up here today and she said something like, as we say these words, let's really think into them. I don't know what exactly you said, but it was that sort of thing. And she never does it the same, and nor do I. It's really important to me that when we say the words that we say them with full intention, full heart, and in fully in the moment, and really believe into them. So when they say the Nicene Creed in some of those other places, it's so flat. And they all say it together. And well, I'll talk about that in just a second. Before we do that, let's think about how if we have that divine spark within, let's think about that in a real sense. I want you to think about your parents right now. And think about them coming together and creating who you are. All the miracles that had to happen for them to be expressed and them to then express you. And that we hold those two individuals in our DNA, in our hearts, in our minds. They're running through everything we are. And so are all the ancestors that created us back into time. Just there's a YouTube video that I've watched, and it says the probability of you happening is like so many trillion to one, right? Exactly as you are. And then when we come out, we have all of the input of our society and our culture and all our teachers, good and bad, on us to create who we are. It seems like, the revolutionaries, it seems like the great spiritual teachers through history, through time, were giving us the message of that spiritual revolution. That we need not link through our ministers to the divine, that we are able to go and drink at the source of the divine directly. We can do that through prayer and meditation, through being in the moment, through being touched by the scent of a flower, through the eyes of another person. Think of all the miracles that are in our lives, if we look for them. So, and the most revolutionary idea of all is that we are the sons and daughters of God incarnate, expressed. That we have the divine connection with us. We are God expressed and expressing through us. That's different. That's revolutionary, totally revolutionary. It's not Nicene Creed. And if we hold that responsibility, if we have God within us, what can we be? What can we not be? We are everything that we need to be. We are good enough. We are great enough. All we need to do is step into it. It's time for us to see who we truly are, ourselves. We are far less limited than our BS has led us to think. We can break the chains of the traditions that have left humanity enslaved behind the bars of a jail cell. The ones that we created for ourselves, that were created through the expression of outdated thinking. This is new thought. This is new thought. It may be old. It's been around since like the 1860s, 70s. But the reality is, this is a message that has come. This is the time. This is new thought. But we have to take the time to build the stools of our legs. So we look and we see and we have faith and we know that God is everywhere, that God is in everything. We can let go of the BS that was taught to us from our upbringing, that is still expressed in our environment, from the choices that were imposed upon us and the ones that we imposed upon ourselves. We can do better. And that's not a judgment. It's us lifting ourselves up to be the best that we can be, because we know, not just have faith, we know that God is in us. We are the place where God shows up. Thank you. So, remember that little statement I said? Christy said, let us know that God is always with us like the sun. She didn't know what songs I was going to choose today. But that's just another leg of the stool. Oh, I didn't give you, I've got so many legs. You don't need to hear any more. You do not need to hear any more legs. But so do you. I want you to look for them. I want you to find them. I want you to know not just faith. See, this is you know you've got to listen now. No, I want you to know not just faith, but belief. Know God. You are a blessing. You are divine. You are the one you're waiting for, so let it shine. You are the reason. You are the way. So step out of your comfort zone and live today. Here comes the sunshine as you're walking down the street, blessing all the people and everyone you meet. You are the sun. 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 A part of God. And as you're passing through this world where angels trod, you are deliverance. You are the light. You are the brightest, lightest star. Shine bright into the night. Here comes the sunshine as you're walking down the street, blessing all the people and everyone you meet. You are the sun. You are the sun. Sing that with me. You are the sun. You are the sun. Make it I am the sun. I am the sun. I am the sun. Sing it like you mean it. I am the sun. Keep that going. I am the sun. I am the sun. You are a blessing. You are the sun. You are divine. I am the sun. You're the one you're waiting for. So let it shine. So let it shine. You are the reason. I am the sun. You are the way. I am the sun. So step out of your comfort zone and live today.
shine as you're walking down the street, blessing all the people and everyone you meet. You are the sun, yes you are. You are the sun. You are the sun. You are the sun, yes you are. You are the sun. You are the sun. Turn to somebody and tell them they are the sun. You are the sun. You are the sun. You are the sun. You are the sun. It's the truth. You are the sun. You are the sun. One more time. You are the sun. You guys, you are the sun. All of you. No, you're the sun. So, actually, why don't I take that off? Let's go into the meditation. Let's turn the lights off. These words are so simple, but believing them is part of the revolution. I gotta tell you, there are people out there that need this message. There are people out there that need this message. Every year I go and play at the Out of Darkness Walk, and every year I see it grow. There are more people being touched by suicide. We need to spread this message out there, that people are good enough, that they have a purpose, that they have a reason for being. They are in the right place as the right person at the right time. Each and every one of them. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. Really feel these words. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. I am set free, mind and spirit, when I really know God and I are one. Let's breathe into this moment now. Fully realizing that we are the fully realized expression of God that flows through us, looks through our eyes, beats in our heart. We see ourselves lifted into the higher place, now, in this moment. And we search to find the legs of our stool in this silent moment now.
we spend a moment looking and finding moments large and small that touch us. And in this moment, we realize that we don't know what the stool looks like, the throne upon which we sit. But we can feel its comfort. We know its being. We know its place, and we know ours. And in any moment, we realize that we can go in and touch and be with the expression of God. Let's breathe now. Into this now moment as we raise our awareness. Come back to the room. Open our eyes. This is the sign of a cult, you know. This is a sign of a cult. But it's also the sign that you can give yourself anytime you need a faith lift. Let's sing. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I have the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Let's stand and sing. Profess that truth. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Oh, no, keep that.
And now, everyone, for resources. Resources for building the legs to your stool.
There you go. Get rid of those.
All right. Stay informed of all our events and classes at Unity in the sevenhills.org. And here's what's happening currently. We are looking for volunteers. Help Crystal with the youth program. And very importantly, we are still looking for one volunteer for a prayer chaplain service, sacred service of being a prayer chaplain. So if you're called to action, please let us know. And if you don't know that you're being called for action, if you just say, ask Spirit, am I to be a prayer chaplain? And then let Spirit tell you. January the 28th, following service and fellowship, we will be holding a training for the broadcasting team. Give it up for the broadcasting team. If you are already participating and need a tune-up, or if you have signed up and you'd like or would like to sign up, this will be a great opportunity for simple service with great impact to our community. We can still sign up in the back or reach out and let us know if you're interested. Are you tired of winter? Order flowers for spring. Flower Power fundraising is back, and even though it's still winter, you can start looking forward to your tulips. Just go to fpfundraising.com or visit our giving page at unityinthesevenhills.org for the link. Reverend Rick is going to be starting a new Sunday series in February based on Eric Butterworth's wonderful book, Spiritual Economics. This series will detail unity principles on abundance and prosperity. Besides the Sunday talks, we will be holding a spirit circle, which will go into greater detail into those life-changing principles. And I just need to say, I took this book as a book study several years ago, and it was amazing. They will be held on the spirit circles will be held on Monday nights on Zoom, starting February the 5th at 7 p.m. The sign-up sheet, yes, Miriam. Yes, their board is going to. The board is committed to attend the spirit circles, because we've got abundance, prosperity coming our way.
Mm-hmm. Is it 7 or 7:30?
7.
Well, hey, it's 5th of February. Got time to work that out.
Yeah, we'll work it out,
Details.
y'all. Yeah.
Hey, just have faith.
I'll put a question mark and let you know. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. One-to-oneness will not be meeting this week, leaving space open for the Unity Book Club. Speaking of which, come to the next meeting of the Unity Book Club on Zoom on Tuesday, January the 16th at 7 p.m. We'll be starting a new book called Evolution in the Bible by Unity Minister Patricia Venema. If you've had problems getting into the Bible, then this is the book for you. It shows how the Bible is a journey in growth of spiritual consciousness. Reverend Rick will facilitate the group and take notes. To get the Zoom invite information, send an email to rbellos5@gmail.com. Put book club in the subject line. To get the book, go either to Amazon.com or to our Unity Seven Hills bookstore, which we have several copies there. All things mystical and metaphysical, led by Pamela Smith and some talented presenters, is exploring a wide variety of topics, including past lives, crystals, dreams, divination, manifesting, healing, ghosts and spirits, dowsing, and much more. This week we're going to continue our study in sacred geometry, and last week it blew our minds. And then we had to come in and take down the Christmas tree. Thank you to all who participated in taking down the Christmas tree. And we were still seeing sacred geometry.
Oh, yeah.
We were just like, couldn't quit talking about it. So our group meets every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Now, January 5th and Fridays thereafter began a new special gathering to let yourself flow in consciousness, conscious dance, a space to connect and to listen to your being and move your body in constant minded and judgment-free environment. Pay what you can, and it's available to all, so come and dance with us. Now that can certainly be a leg of the stool. January the 21st, be sure to be here for our Sunday service when we honor the Dream Team for all the work that they did while we were without a minister. And for those who were members, for those of you who were members of the Dream Team, come and let us recognize you. If you are here in person, be sure to stay after the service for our monthly candle lighting. We will do immediately after the service. So we will be in a circle. So please help us transition smoothly and in a quiet, orderly manner back to your seats so we can have the candle lighting. It's a very, very special time here at Unity. Your prayer chaplain today is Christy for all your prayer needs. If you're watching at home, like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell icon for notifications. It's the easiest way to access our live streams. For those here in person, don't forget to join us for coffee downstairs. All right. Now, let us affirm our abundance together. Unity in the seven hills is abundantly blessed. Creative people are drawn to us. Divine ideas flow through us. Financial resources bless us. And we accomplish mighty works together. This month, we are tithing to support Agape, and in addition to our Greater Unity family. If you're watching from home, we have Zelle and a PayPal giving fund. To use PayPal, just click the link below and go to the giving page on our website. As our greeter directs you, please come forward and place your gifts in the basket if it is your time to give, or simply bless the basket with your love. Then form a circle around the sanctuary. So now let's sing our song, Something Wonderful.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go, no it won't let go. I can feel it in my soul, Benjamin. I can feel it in my heart, yeah. And it won't let go, no, it won't let go. All this love inside. We can let it shine out. Yes, we can. Something wonderful is happening to me. Right here, right now. I can feel it in my body.
join us in the blessing of the gifts?
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. United in mind, body, and spirit, I dedicate these gifts as they grow to bless our community, our neighborhood, and our world.
Crystal.
We did a whole bunch of things today, y'all. We started off with some Martin Luther King Jr. Quotes that are coloring pages. Some of the kids chose to do word searches. And Danon and I played a number cover game. He's amazing at numbers, by the way. And then you might have heard he was having some emotions. Can you show him what emotion you had today, Danon? What was it? Were you mad, mad, mad? Yeah. And then we figured out how to be happy, right? Yeah.
Such a blessing to us all. And now the peace song. Oh, before the peace song, let me say one thing to keep peace. Downstairs, next to the door, the entrance with the steps, there's been some oil spilled. We don't know how that occurred. We've gotten it up the best we can, but it is still very slick. We've already had one slide up this morning. Two. So, yeah, so it's marked off with tables and things sitting on so please be conscious when you go downstairs of where if it's a table out of place or a chair or something, don't move it. Okay. All right, now the peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my moment now. With take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Thank you, everybody. See you next